What's up, everyone, and welcome to Clear Talk. So, in this video, we're going to be talking about Trump's address to the Israeli Parliament. He was just the Knesset. This is basically the Israel government. And he in the lieu of the hostages being released, of the prisoners being released, Trump made his way to Israel and to address the parliament. The whole speech was like a little over an hour, or right around an hour. That seems to be like his target for everything. A lot of it was rambling as usual. But there were a few points, I think about 5 points, that I'm going to hit and talk about, and just give my opinion about, which is what we're kind of here for, to talk, start a conversation. So thank you very much for joining me. If you're new here, welcome to Clear Talk, and if you'd like to check out more videos from the channel, please do so. Like, share, comment, all that good stuff. That'd be amazing. It helps with the algorithm, get more videos in front of people. So thank you very much. If you want to check out videos from my other channels as well, JMD Drummer, Player Puzzling, consider subscribing to those as well. That would be very much appreciated. And just any help you can give in that, helping out the channels, helping out me, the JMD Nation at large, that'd be very much appreciated. Thank you very much. If you would like to give any kind of support, there are links there for support, whether it's ongoing or one time. If you want to join the JMD Nation, thank you very much. That would be amazing, awesome. Any support you give is very much appreciated, so thank you very much. And if you're returning to Clear Talk, you are freaking awesome. You are freaking amazing. Thank you very much for coming back. And yeah, welcome. So, so we had Trump address the Israeli parliament. First, I think they had a few others, like the president, I think, got up there and talked. Then, of course, Netanyahu got up there and talked. And then Trump got up there. There may have been others. I'm not. I just know at least those three did have their moment. I think it was also reported at some point, I think Trump may have misunderstood when he was supposed to go up, kind of went up to the podium prematurely or whatever when it wasn't his time, and somebody had to like basically pull him back or whatever. It's not, it's not your time. I don't know, miscommunication or misunderstanding or whatever. Anyways, but he does get up there and does a speech. But the first thing we're going to touch on is that he got met by protesters in Israel. Go figure. No, there was two members of the Knesset, of the parliament, who are like left, what is considered left wing in Israel, which is not even really close to left wing here. Well, I guess maybe these members might be close. But two members there began a protest. By protest, I mean that they held up signs, one of which was to recognize Palestine, and the other, I think, was reported when it's a lot of outlets just sort of ignored the other one, but there were a couple outlets that said that it said genocide. And as they held up the signs, immediately the like, I guess what they would be of equivalent of like a House Speaker or something like that, or whatever. The one that was kind of in charge, leading the meeting or the thing. Anyways, immediately tells the security and stuff to escort them out, and they were quickly escorted out, as you will see here. So yeah, let me swap over and full screen. Here is that moment.
Everybody loves Steve, and they respect him, and they.
My bad.
Somehow can relate to him. I've known him for many years, and I've seen it over.
At this moment, he's talking about one of our guys that were sent over. I can't remember his name. Anyways, he's talking about him is when this happened. So let me hold on back up a second. Is it Gant or something like that? Or I can't remember what his name is.
Everybody loves Steve, and they respect him.
Steve.
And they somehow can relate to him. I've known him for many years, and I've seen it over again.
So this guy here was the first one. And then there's a guy back here, as you see here. He's holding up a sign.
I've seen it over again.
The first guy, I think, is the one that was holding up the sign that said genocide, which you did not see. He's immediately removed. And then this one right here was recognized Palestinians, what this guy was holding up. I mean, honestly, he's barely holding it up. But whatever. He's holding up there. So then they grab him, have him escorted out. Of course, the entire place seems to have no problem lighting up. There's a few that may not have, what members of this particular party may not have actually, engaged in the clapping, but. And then Trump's response.
That was very efficient.
That was all he pretty much said.
So back to Steve.
Witkoff. Yeah, Witkoff. Steve Witkoff. Yeah, that was the meeting with protests. Now, granted, I'm not necessarily, I don't know if that was just directly protesting Trump specifically, or just the point in which they decided to protest. Like I said, Netanyahu, I think, had already come up and maybe they wanted to make sure that they were up there when Trump got up there. Maybe this was a protest against Trump coming there and speaking. The U.S. in general maybe is a representation. Who knows? I mean, or just the whole collection that the U.S. and Israel, this thing that we've got going on, and how is just, allowing this genocide, not allowing for a Palestinian state, because that's something that's recently come up about, how can we somehow get to a Palestinian state? Or is there any kind of future for that? Which, of course, the Israeli, Netanyahu and his coalition, the far right and everything, have been completely against, have been doing everything they can to prevent for decades now. So yeah, that was an interesting thing. That even in Israel, Trump gets met with protests. So that's interesting. The next one is where he talks about us giving up arms. And helping fund this genocide.
We have weapons that nobody's ever dreamt of. I only hope we never have to use them. I rebuilt the military. I was proud to do it, but some of the things I hated to do. I hated certain of the weapons because the level of power is so enormous. It's so dangerous, so bad. but we have to do what we have to do. We make the best weapons in the world, and we've got a lot of them, and we've given a lot to Israel, frankly, and
you see the whole entire place is damn near it is full on applauding. Yes, America, you give us all our weaponry. You give us, all this ammunition. You give us this power. Whew.
I mean, Bibi would call me so many times, can you get me this weapon, that weapon, that weapon? Some of them I never heard of, Bibi, and I made them. But we'd get them here, wouldn't we? And they are the best. They are the best. But you used them well. It also takes people that know how to use them. And you obviously used them very well. But so many that Israel became strong and powerful, which ultimately led to peace. That's what led to peace.
It led to peace. They used these ammunitions well, used this weaponry well, completely demolishing Gaza, destroying 85% of all the buildings, destroying residents, killing people, destroying infrastructure. Even as they pulled back, they're destroying things. They used them well. They used them well, and they brought peace. They brought peace. Peace through strength. Yep. Peace through strength. Oh my goodness, it's such an amazing thing. So him just admitting and talking about all the weaponry and stuff that we give them, as you saw the whole entire Knesset, damn near it, Parliament, applauding in celebration or whatever, acceptance of that being said, of the U.S. Providing them with the arms and stuff to commit a genocide. So, that's a great moment there. And then our next one is where Trump is talking about Iran and our, illegal bombing of Iran on their nuclear facilities. And he makes an interesting statement.
And had that nuclear weapon that they were about 2 months away from having. They would have had it in 2 months or maybe less than that. They were right at, this was our last shot. They looked at it for 22 years. This was our last shot. The pilots told me that. They said, 22 years, sir. They looked at it. Our predecessors looked, they studied it. 3 times a year would do drills on that exact attack. And boy, did they get it right. But let's assume they didn't, and let's assume there was large-scale nuclear weapons in the hands of Iran. We couldn't be here today. Even if we signed the deal, which we couldn't do because a lot of people would not want to have anything to do with it, we took a big cloud off of the Middle East and off of Israel.
2 months. He states that Iran would have had a nuclear weapon in 2 months. That's not even... That's the same type of shit that Netanyahu was stating. They would have it in months, 6 months, a year, whatever. He just they're going to have it at some point very soon, faster than we realize, which is something he has stated over and over again for decades. That or against other people, that they're weapons of mass destruction, or whether it's nuclear weapons. They were so close to having it, even though our own fucking intelligence, our own U.S. intelligence, stated that they were nowhere fucking close. They were nowhere close to having a nuclear weapon. That it would take years for them to have a nuclear weapon. And Trump is here again in this speech amongst Israel Parliament, supporting and backing and spewing the Israeli Netanyahu propaganda that Iran was going to have a nuclear weapon within 2 months or less. He said, or less. So we had to blow them. We had to bomb them. We had no choice. We had to do it. And our own fighters said that we had to do it. Our own fighters said we had to do it. So yeah, that was a wild moment. Here, our next one is where the Trump is talking about the world liking Israel again. That the world, there was a moment there where the world would seem like they were against Israel, but now because of this peace and brokered by him and Netanyahu, now Israel is loved by the world again. Yeah.
And they did nothing with this incredible document, the Abraham Accords, but now you can fill them up. Now you have peace. You have people that really like Israel. I'll tell you what, and they like Israel a lot more today than they did even 5 weeks ago. Like you've made a lot of, you've come back. You've come back strong because it was getting to be a little nasty out there in the world, and ultimately the world wins. You can't beat the world. Oh, I would say to Bibi, it's now time. And he understood it better than anybody because ultimately, you know, the world's a very big place. And I've said a lot. I said, this piece of land is very small. It's unbelievable what you've done with that tiny. You look at a map even of just not the world, the Middle East, and you have this little dot. And think of what you've done. It's incredible. It's incredible. But the world is loving Israel again. And I said to Bibi, you know, the world is big and it's strong. And Ron, ultimately, the world wins. And we don't have to worry about that now. But there was getting to be a period of time over the last few months, you know, the world wanted peace and Israel wanted peace. Everybody did. Everybody did. And what a victory it's been, right? What a victory it's been. If you would have gone on for 3-4 more years, keep fighting, it was getting bad. It was getting heated. The timing of this is brilliant. And I said, Bibi, you're going to be remembered for this far more than if you kept this thing going, kill. It would be it would not be the same. And I just
so yeah, the world loves Israel again, according to Trump. And you know, it wasn't good. The world, you know, you can't beat the world. You can't beat the world. The world was against you, but now you've brought peace. So the world loves you again. Oh my gosh, you're so wonderful. Whew. And then what was that last section?
For 3-4 more years, keep fighting. It was getting bad. It was getting heated. The timing of this is brilliant. And I said, Bibi, you're going to be remembered for this.
Oh yeah. Him being remembered. States that he's going to be remembered for the peace deal here rather than the 2 years of genocide. Yeah. I don't think so. History will tell. History will remember not only Israel, not only Netanyahu, but as a matter of fact, the U.S., Trump, Biden, this whole moment, this whole past 2 years, as being a modern day Nazi, genocide. I mean, it's there's no way around it. The peace deal is, which, you know, arguably is not even a complete peace deal now. I mean, it's not really a peace deal at all. It's a ceasefire deal for the moment, where Trump, you know, is continuously claiming that, you know, there's peace in the Middle East now. We've brought peace to the Middle East. No, you have had 2 years of I mean, it's been more than 2 years, but as far as right now, you've had 2 years of Israel, like, and the U.S. bombing everybody around them, everybody in the region. I mean, we've bombed, the bomb from Lebanon, Syria, regimes changed there to Iran. You've bombed Yemen. You've bombed. You've bombed Qatar. I mean, you've got all these people, disabled, unstable in the region, people that are going to forever, be affected and remembered. Not to mention Gaza itself, the complete just destruction of Gaza. Young people who've lived through this. I mean, kids who were killed, or kids who have had, dismemberments and everything else. I mean, you are not going to be remembered for the peace. This is not peace. And unless you find a way to, in some degrees, try to actually do like some sort of like actual benefit to any of these societies, and actually sort of find a sustainable peace, find a way for the Palestinians to actually have some sort of sovereignty or something, then you're not going to have peace. It is not going to be an everlasting peace. You will be remembered for destroying this area, and there will be an eventually some sort of retaliation that will develop amongst the civilization of amongst these people again. There's just no doubt about it. You've destroyed many of their lives, and if all you do is continue to destroy it, then there was no doubt that it's going to come back. This is not over. It's not solved by any means. And then we have 53. All right. This is where Trump admits to his corruption, admits to the corruption of billionaire money and promises that he made because of it, for like the annexing of the West Bank, the Golan Heights, all this. It is crazy that this is being said here.
And after years of broken promises from many other American presidents, you know that they kept promising. I never understood it until I got there. There was a lot of pressure put on these presidents. It was put on me too, but I didn't yield to the pressure. But every president for decades said, we're going to do it. The difference is I kept my promise and officially recognized the capital of Israel and moved the American embassy to Jerusalem. Isn't that right, Miriam? Look at Miriam. She's back there. Stand up, Miriam. Stand up.
Miriam. As in Miriam Adelson. Yeah, that Miriam, who gave $100 million to Trump for his campaign, and with the kind of quid pro quo that he helps to annex the West Bank. After we know that her husband, Sheldon Adelson, in his first term, gave him like $200 million to annex the Golan Heights, which he did, and also to do the Jerusalem as the moving the embassy to Jerusalem, which he did. Yeah, that billionaire money, proving, admitting to his corruption from this family and the promises that he is keeping because of that.
Miriam and Sheldon would come into the office. They'd call me. He'd call me. I think they had more trips to the White House than anybody else I could think of. Look at her sitting there so innocently. She's got $60 billion in the bank. $60 billion. And I think she's saying no more. And she loves Israel, but she loves it. And they would come in, and her husband was a very aggressive man, but I loved him. He was a very aggressive, very supportive of me. And he'd call up, can I come over and see you? I say, Sheldon, I'm the president of the United States. It doesn't work that way. He'd come in and would do. But they were very responsible for so much, including getting me thinking about Golan Heights, which is probably one of the greatest things to ever happen to Israel.
I understand and remember the Golan Heights is in Syria. That is Syrian territory that Trump allowed for Israel to annex and take from Syria at the whims of this family in his first administration.
Miriam, stand up, please. She really is. I mean, she loves this country. She loves this country. Her and her husband are so incredible. We miss him so dearly. But I actually asked her, I'm going to get her in trouble with this, but I actually asked her once, I said, so Miriam, I know you love Israel. What do you love more, the United States or Israel? She refused to answer. That might mean Israel, I must say. We love you. Thank you, darling, for being here.
Look at this guy right here.
Great honor.
He's looking like, don't say that, please. I don't need you to say that. So Trump's even, openly kind of in a joking manner, as he always does, when he's actually pretty much being serious. She might love Israel more than she loves the United States. Your billionaire money, though, is paying me to let you do what you do, and I let you do it. I mean, it is crazy that he just admits right there into the parliament, to Israeli Knesset that yeah, I'm corrupt. Israel first. Israel first. I have billionaire money being given to me for me to turn around and let you do what you want to do. Israel first. I care more about that. I care more about you. Wild. Fucking wild. But that's not all. One more here. This is where Trump, now, if you know, Netanyahu, the reason why he's been pressing and pushing and trying his best to continue this war as long as he has is because before this was going on, Netanyahu was being investigated and was supposed to be tried for fraud, for bribery, basically treason, really, for corruption of him in his government. And because of this war and this wartime rules and laws or whatever, he couldn't be tried. And that was kind of the intent of him continuing the war, was to prevent himself from being tried for these possible crimes that he committed in his government. And this is something that the Israeli population, the reason why they don't actually like Netanyahu at all, really, a lot of them, because of his corruption. The reason why they're frustrated with him, that he's continued the war, and they've called out that he's continued the war and prioritized the war over bringing back the hostages because of him trying to prevent his corruption trials from continuing, trying to keep himself in power. That's what one of the big arguments for the protesters and stuff in Israel has been about. Well, here Trump makes a request of the president of Israel, because Netanyahu's the prime minister, and they have a president and a prime minister. Even though Prime Minister Netanyahu technically kind of has more power, he's requesting the president to pardon Netanyahu of the allegations. Basically, it is. I shit you not. Here he goes.
No, we're not going to have that happen. And this man is a good man right here. These two men are good men right here. Hey, I have an idea. Mr. President, why don't you give him a pardon? Give him a pardon. Come on.
Look at this Weasley motherfucker here. Look at how he looks. Look at how Netanyahu looks after this request. Watch his. I mean, if this doesn't look like some Weasley, corrupt man, I don't even know. This little Weasley smile on his face, like, yeah, he did it for me. I asked him to do it, and he did it. He's trying to get me off of this shit. Yeah, come on, do it. Like, I mean, I didn't say it. He said it. But, yeah. Get me off. Pardon me. And this is so in line for Trump to pardon criminals. That's all he's done in his presidency so far, is pardon criminal after criminal after criminal, pardoning every single one of the Jan 6ers, even those who, committed crimes, like actual fucking crimes, who we've now, since had many of them rearrested for offenses and stuff, pedophilia and everything else. I mean, this is what he does. He all about getting somebody who is a criminal off on pardon, trying to put people in prison or jail people or get rid of people out of the country who are actually good, who are actually protesting or for something positive, or whatever. But lo and behold, if they're a criminal, he's going to do what he can to pardon them and get them off. This is Trump. This is just what he does. And why does he do this? Because he wants it done for him. He knows he's a fucking criminal. and he wants to be pardoned. He wants to be protected, and he's going to protect those that he aligns with. It's like, he's like, don't worry about his fraud and his bribery and all these things that he's being alleged of or being brought up on indictments or whatever in by the Israeli judicial system or whatever or the government. Like, don't. He just created peace. He just bombed the fuck out of some people and killed hundreds of thousands of people and brought peace. He goes on to state that he's the greatest war leader, like, of all time or something for Israel.
By the way, that was not in the speech, as you probably know. But I happen to like this gentleman right over here, and it just seems to make so much sense. Whether we like it or not, this has been one of the greatest wartime presidents. This is one.
Yeah, he calls him a president, even though he's a prime minister, but whatever.
Been one of the greatest wartime presidents, and cigars and champagne. Who the hell cares about that?
He's been the greatest wartime president, prime minister. So cigars and champagne. Who the hell cares about all the the charges? Who cares about those charges? Who cares about his corruption? He's the greatest wartime president. So just crack out some champagne and grab some cigars. Let's have a party. Let's don't worry about that. Just pardon them. Let them go. You don't worry about that. Don't care about that. Even though this piece has been filled with crimes as well. Not only is he a fucking corrupt politician, but he's a war criminal. But Trump doesn't care about that. He doesn't care. He's his buddy. And he's going to protect his buddy because he would want his buddy to protect him. Amazing. Fucking corrupt. Amazing corruption right there. Protectionism for criminals. That's what he does. That's what this man is. Amazing. So yeah, that was the hits. And for me, that I found just crazy. And I I'm interested to know what you think of those things. I mean, this is he's met with protest. He talks out as amazingly we armed them. Talks, spewing Israeli propaganda about 2 months of nuclear war with, the nuclear weapons. Iran was going to have nuclear weapons within 2 months. So we had to bomb them. We had to, destroy their nuclear plants. That the world loves Israel again just because they brought peace. Oh, the world has forgotten the 2 years of genocide. Now the world loves you. Admission of, billionaire corruption, and then trying to request a pardon for his criminal charges so that he doesn't have to worry about them. And why does he do that? Because he knows Netanyahu would continue the war as long as he possibly can to prevent those charges from happening, prevent from facing those charges in trial. And so Trump's trying to push for a pardon so that Netanyahu cannot worry about that and then be like, okay, sure, okay, I'm good, I'm pardoned, I don't have to worry about those charges. So yeah, we can go ahead and stop the war, no problem. Yeah, I'm good, I'm staying in power. So yeah, it's okay. That's the reason why he's asking for it, as just sort of an extra to try to get this to the Netanyahu to actually abide to the ceasefire agreement, because he knows that ultimately that's what would actually push Netanyahu to continue, because that's really all Netanyahu cares about. Now, other members of his Knesset, this far right, other members of um, uh, his coalition, like Smotrich and stuff, and they wholeheartedly, like, they are ideologically committed to destroying Gaza, just destroying all Palestinians. They want them wiped off the face of the earth. Netanyahu, yeah, he kind of probably doesn't care about them either. I don't know that he necessarily cares whether they're destroyed or not, but ultimately he's actually he just wants to stay in power, and he wants to protect himself from the corruption charges that he faces if the war ends, and he knows he will face them because the government has been pushing for it. Not to mention the populace of Israel has been asking for it. They want him out. They don't they are upset that it has taken this long for hostages. He is not committed to hostages. They know it. They're not stupid. I mean, again, they don't really. Most of them aren't really concerned with Palestinian lives when it comes to the war. They just wanted their own life, family members back. But they hold Netanyahu responsible for the reason why they have not come back until now. So yeah, it's all is not forgiven. They want Netanyahu's, to face the charges. They want him out ultimately. But Trump here is trying to get a pardon on him so that he doesn't have to worry about that. And so that can actually give sort of an incentive for Netanyahu to actually abide to the ceasefire, to, ignore his far right influences that are hardcore ideological on destroying Palestinians, and just, stop the war. It's crazy. So yeah, I'd like to know what you think about it. Let me know what you think about all the things we discussed here. And but what going out, one little fun little thing on the Air Force One, his little gaggle with the media. Trump shows how much he knows about the Middle East. And there's a fun little thing here where he says, yeah, Iran and Qatar, they're right there, just within walking distance. It's like boom, one second you're in Iran, 1 second you're in Qatar. It's showing his knowledge of the geographical area to a T.
Change their behavior from 2017 when you accused them of funding terrorism?
I don't know. In 2017, I didn't really know them very well. 2017, that was at the very beginning of my term. As I got to know them, I got to understand them, and I got to realize that they are right in the middle of everything. Other countries are there, but they're an hour and a half away. A big difference. They're literally, you walk over from Iran to Qatar. You can walk it in 1 second. You go boom, boom, and now you're in Qatar. That's tough territory. I think Qatar was amazing the way they helped us.
So amazing that we're giving them a military base in Idaho on U.S. soil, which is not very accepted. but yeah, showing his geographical knowledge of the area. He's gotten to know Qatar so much. He's gotten to know them so much, from his allegations of them funding terrorism. That now, he knows them so much that he knows that, boom, you can walk from Iran to Qatar, just right there, walk over the line. 1 second you're there, 1 second you're not. And for those who don't know, that is not the case. There is a body of water that separates Iran from Qatar. The shortest distance of which is like 150 miles that you would have to swim to actually get to Qatar from Iran. You can't just walk. They have no border. They have no land border. So that's our president. That's our president. He knows everything. Nobody knows as much about the Middle East as I do. There you go. Thank you very much for joining me. Sorry this one went a little bit longer than I planned, but let me know what you think. Until next time, peace. ClearTalk. I'm out.